Welcome to GNT, your one-stop shop for gaming news and whatever else we want to talk about. I'm Nick.
And I'm Brandon.
And today we have Mike with us off to the side. You can't see him, but...
Hello, yeah, I'm not allowed to be on camera.
He'll be chiming in from the side there.
Time.
Today we're going to start with H1Z1, King of the Hill League is being started. So the King of the Hill is like, I think Brendan Green, who made PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, actually worked on this game before, and then he made his game, so it's like that game. It's going to have a league. It'll start with 15 teams competing over 20 weeks. No teams haven't been announced yet, and they said to be considered for one of the teams, players should focus on grinding up the ranks in King of the Hill. And the minimum salary is rumored to be around $50,000 for that, what players will earn, so... That's pretty crazy if you're into that game and really good at it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see, how they could afford to pay that many people. Yeah. What are the teams of? Teams of 2, teams of 3, teams of 4?
I'm not sure on that.
Because that seems like quite a bit of money to pay out.
It is.
To 15 teams.
I mean, I've seen the grand prize being hundreds of thousands of dollars, but to pay that for each player.
I wonder what the end game is. If everybody earns $50,000 for playing, then what do you get? What do you take home at the end of the day?
Yeah, that's
for the
true.
Prize. That'd be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as they give more information. I think it's next year at some point. They didn't give a start date for it.
You played that game, didn't you, Mike?
No, never played that.
You didn't play H1Z1?
Oh, H1Z1 I did. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the player Battlegrounds. I got crossed with it. 'Cause it's similar to that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't think, did we ever do the King of the Hill in that game?
No, never
I don't think
did.
so.
I watched people play
We just played the base game.
It's exactly the same. You go in and the map just slowly collapses on a central point. I don't think you know where it is. But I think it's exactly the same.
Then we have ESL, the Electronic Sports League, has signed a streaming deal with Hulu. Includes 4 shows, Player v Player, which is a debate show featuring eSports personalities. And we have Boot Camp, which is like a documentary-style show following the CSGO team, the Immortals. And we have Defining Moments, looks back at biggest moments in eSports history. And then ESL Replay, which will follow 4 of the biggest eSport tournaments around. I'm not sure which ones, or if they'll just change and do different ones, but... I always like seeing more esports programming. I don't know if I'll get Hulu for it, but
yeah, that's the only thing that kind of stinks. Is I thought that too.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I like seeing it, but it's just one of those things. I mean, how many streaming services do you have and not watch? And
isn't the base Hulu free?
I think so. So yeah, I know
it's a possibility that it could be free, but we don't know yet. I guess it's pretty early on. So
yeah, I didn't know if that would be featured in there for all the shows that are available for that. But yeah, I mean, especially like we were talking about Disney and all these streaming services. I mean, how many do you get before?
Well, it's already, I think, to that point to a degree, because then you have all your other networks that have their own streaming services like HBO and Stars, and and it's to the point where there's only so much. It's just like games. There's only so much content you can absorb, and the market is becoming oversaturated with good content. I hadn't been real sure about like Netflix movies and that they do themselves, but I watched one recently, and I was telling you guys about it before we came to film. Was the movie Spectral. I didn't have real high expectations for it, being like as far as the cast or the the movie itself, the plot or the special effects. It was way better than what I thought in all aspects. It had well-known actors. It had a good plot, and the special effects were really good. I was really impressed with the quality of movie, and it's one of those things where I'm really going to start looking, at that content, to see movies that I'd possibly like,
Yeah. And we were talking about it. We started watching the show Big Mouth that came out. Was that last week?
Yeah, that's on a different level. That's not recommended for kids.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
There's also another show that's on a similar, I think it's done by Netflix too. It's called BoJack Horseman.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
And I started watching it last night, and that's pretty funny, but it's surprising because it's, once again, here we go with all these developers coming out with all this content that's just so much, it's kind of tough.
Yeah. And then we should have Punisher coming out at some point.
Yeah, they were going to do some of that, or they were going to announce something for it at the New York Comic Con, but then that got kind of postponed. So we'll be anxious to see when they release something on that.
Yeah, hopefully next week or so we'll see that. The composer for The Last of Us 2 recently said in an interview that the game would be arriving in 2019. He then kind of backtracked a little after that. So I don't know if it was something that he wasn't supposed to say or he was just joking about, but the fact that it could be not coming until 2019 is kind of disappointing.
But they really haven't shown any gameplay of it.
No, they teased, yeah, they teased it before E3, but you're right, they haven't shown much on it. PlayStation Experience 2017 is coming December, so maybe we'll see more about it then. But
I think you might see some gameplay, but I think realistically a 2019 release date seems probable.
yeah, it just is a little annoying that when in other, like Nintendo did this with Breath of the Wild too. They show stuff, and then they're like, oh, we're not going to talk about that, and it doesn't come out for years after. It's like, well, don't show us anything,
Don't tease it.
Yeah.
If you don't have more info to go off of. Yeah.
But we'll see about that.
I know you were anxious to get your hands on it. That was probably
my favorite publisher right there, like the Uncharted series.
Naughty Dog, yeah. Yep.
Chris Avallone is a game designer who worked on Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas, amongst other games. He recently changed his profile picture on Facebook to a drawing he hand-drew himself of himself hugging the Vault Boy and saying, I missed you so much. So, of course, people went wild, talking about is this tease for a new Fallout game. And I would be surprised if they started talking about that so soon, just because they had been, between that and Elder Scrolls, they'd kind of been going back and forth. So I'd hope we'd see another Elder Scrolls game before a new Fallout game, but...
that doesn't mean they can't be working on it.
Oh, no.
The problem is I just don't think... I don't know. I think New Vegas did all right, but I thought it was too... I think people thought it was too much of a cookie cutter of 3 in a different location.
Yeah.
But I still think 3 was their strongest showing, so maybe New Vegas wasn't that bad. I mean, I'd probably give New Vegas a better chance than 4 just for the content. I don't know. I don't know. Bethesda's doing some weird stuff with their 2 big brands, Skyrim or Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I don't like the direction they're going, and I don't know. That's not to say, that's just my opinion. I don't know if people liked that aspect of Fallout 4, liked that addition, the micromanaging of the different settlements and stuff. If that was something that people kind of were like, oh yeah, that's awesome, or what, the overall consensus of it was. For me, it was a huge negative. Really took me out of the game because I kind of like to just kind of do different things and kind of grind. But then if you always got to go back and babysit those developments, I hate that hanging over my head to the point where I just couldn't get into them. So.
Yeah, and they've kind of been re-releasing Skyrim for the past few years, so I think maybe they're trying to put off the new Elder Scrolls and hold people over with that. But
plus the online, they have that online.
Yeah, which I don't know.
Is the Elder Scrolls Online though done by Bethesda? I thought it was done by ZeniMax.
It is, but ZeniMax is what
part of Bethesda. Yeah. Part of. But I don't think it's probably the main push behind the other
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls. I think it's, a separate sub, programming.
That's why I didn't really count that one. Not that it was a bad game. I mean, we played it a little bit each, and I picked it up when Morrowind came out and like that, but yeah, I don't really count that. So it's been a while since we've had it.
Did it have the same feel?
It was... The gameplay was different. I mean, it was in the same world, obviously, so it kind of had the feel of the world, but the combat was different, and I mean, it was just a different game. But
I think they could have taken like what they did in Oblivion and Morrowind and Skyrim. I think they could have taken that and definitely adopted that into an MMO, and I don't know why they would have veered so far off the beaten path to or not so far off, but veered from it to make it not. Because that's what draws people in is that gameplay. So if you change that, you're not going to get the people to come and play it because it's not the same,
No. Honestly, they could have taken Oblivion or Skyrim, just made it multiplayer. I would have been happy,
if they'd have done Oblivion multiplayer, I mean, that'd been like, done deal. I'd have played that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be huge. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has broken a new record. Is the first Steam game to reach 2 million current players. So it's more than Dota 2 or any of those other big games. So congratulations for that.
I watched a video on this the other day, and just the more I see of it, the more it kind of piques my interest. But I'm not that real good at PC gaming, and it's not because I haven't tried it. It's just because I'm used to a controller, and I guess you could probably play PlayerUnknown with a controller. I'll be anxious to see it once it gets on the console too.
Oh yeah. I'm excited for that.
And I think I'll probably get it. I think isn't it coming out pretty soon?
I think so. I'm not sure of the date, but
because I keep going on the fence about the Assassin's Creed, because it's coming out the 27th, so I really got to make up my mind.
Yeah.
I go back and forth, and it's because my current lust of Destiny 2 is kind of fading off. I'm pretty far. I'm almost to the max light level, but the grind is just killing me. Like now, Iron Banner is going on this week, and that's multiplayer, competitive multiplayer, and it's a bitch. It's not fun. It's not as rewarding. Like, you spend 10 to 15 minutes roughly playing that game mode. I know the matches probably don't last that long, but by the time you do matchmaking, you get done.
Yeah.
And you don't get as much stuff as you could get doing 10 minutes worth of grinding of public events on, Titan or any of the other planets. Like, you can bounce around and do those public events and get more items and get more tokens for stuff. So at this point, it's just for aesthetics, but it's really frustrating because it's the same way with strikes. There's the Vanguard armor I really like, but to grind the strikes, and I did grind the strikes because that was an easier pill to swallow than the Crucible or the Iron Banner, and turn in my tokens and not get like a gear piece time after time after time. It was so frustrating. So it's one of those things where it's really starting to lose its luster, and I'm on the fence about sticking with it because, like we talked before, it's one of those games that you got to stick with. You got to go through the changes and stuff. And I kind of kicked myself in the butt because I was playing it, and I played a little bit of Division, and they've been really making some decent improvements. They've really been listening to the fans, and it's getting better.
Yeah.
And they had a global event last week, and I kind of didn't capitalize on that as much as I could. And now I'm thinking, did I screw up? Should I have just stuck with the Division? Because I really like the Division. It works, for me on multiple levels, but it's kind of like, it's tough. Once again, with all these games that you just can't play all of them.
You only have so much time.
Yeah. And
I think that was my biggest thing with Destiny was, like you said, you get a lot of stuff from the public events, but I got kind of bored doing those pretty quick. Like you go back, do this thing, then go do this thing, then go back to that thing again. And so I was trying to do the strikes and other stuff, but like you said, you just don't get as much stuff from unless you're doing the public events.
Not nearly as rewarding. And it's like the RNG is so vast. Like I said, I did countless strikes to get the tokens and turned into lots of tokens, and I only have like a couple. You have 5 armor pieces you can possibly get, and I don't know how many I've done. But you have weapons too. But I only have gotten 2 pieces of that armor, and it's like you gotta they have to take like there's a third. If you preview the Ingrams, there's 3 different pools it can draw from: the armor, the Vanguard weapons, and then a random pool of different items. They need to eliminate that random pool. They need to either give you the Vanguard items or the Vanguard, the Vanguard armor or Vanguard weapons. Same way with Iron Banner.
Yeah.
Same way with any of those vendors. They need to get rid of the trash at the bottom and let people grind for that stuff. So what if you get dupes? I'd rather get a dupe of a arm a couple times than not see any armor at all.
Yeah.
Playing 3 times, I'd rather get an arm twice than nothing, But it's one of those things where it's still early. They still have a lot of time to fix the problems, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's the way I've seen it in a lot of other games. Like CS:GO, it's like if you buy one of these crates, it's like you can get this stuff. You're gonna get one of these items, and sure you probably get a lot of duplicates, but you're guaranteed one of these set items. You know what I mean?
And that's where really, because Endgame, that's what it is. It's more cosmetic than it is. It's got a highlight level, and then you inject it into something else, or you like the looks of it, so you inject something else into it. So really at the end of it, it's just aesthetics, and really the whole power level, light level, whatever the hell it is worthless. It means nothing.
Yeah.
It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's just one of those things where they definitely need to tweak something there if they're going to keep people interested. I'm definitely losing my interest in it. I know last night I played probably 1 Iron Banner match and got my ass kicked, and it was frustrating. So I saw Mike was online playing Grand Theft Auto, so whenever I first got on, so then I got off the Destiny and I was going to switch over to Grand Theft Auto, and he was off. And I'm like, oh. So I got on it for about 5 minutes and was on it, just looked, they had some new stuff come out. And there again, games just constantly adding content. Added new planes. I don't know if there's any new cars or not, but there's just a lot of stuff, and it's just like, I just, I can't get over how every time we turn around that it's just new stuff, new content. It's free. It keeps the game fresh, and it's really just, it's one game that, you could definitely, if you invested money into it, you definitely got your money's worth out of it. However you invested in it, because the additional content that you get makes it all worthwhile. It's one of the, it's one of those games.
You need to get more money to buy new stuff so you can get more money.
And that kind of aspect, but that doesn't mean you can't. Like, I don't.
No, yeah.
I bought money and gone out and not bought any of the like the businesses or stuff. I bought stuff that I've wanted, and I've enjoyed it. To the point where it's one of those things where I really enjoy just being in that world, kind of just hanging out, because it's just kind of cool. You listen to the music, you drive around in a car, you customize. You get pissed, you kill somebody. It's one of those things. So.
Next, Phil Spencer spoke about the possibility of cross-platform play with PlayStation. He said, quote, "We talk to Sony all the time. With Minecraft on PlayStation, we have to be one of the biggest games on their platform in terms of sales and gameplay. Same with Nintendo. The relationship with Nintendo in this front has been strong. They've been great supporters, and we continue to collaborate with them. But I think Sony's view is different. They should talk about what their view is." And then after, if he asked the crossplay is a lost cause, he said he doesn't want to speak for Sony, but he believes they may never come around. So really kind of putting the pressure on Sony. I mean, if it really is, which I believe it is, if it really is just Sony saying no, I mean, it kind of shows them kind of being a douche in this situation.
Oh, I totally agree. They've already won the console wars. I mean, their consoles outsell Xbox like 2-1. So, okay, Sony, you've got basically, it doesn't come down to which console is better. It comes down to what you as a player like. So, okay, more people choose PlayStation, but don't alienate them from the possibility of playing with people that choose Xbox. That's like just because you have an Xbox and I have a PlayStation, we can't play together.
Yeah.
So you either you're forcing your players, or you're forcing a consumer's hand, which if Microsoft's saying, hey, listen, if you want to play PlayStation with PlayStation people, we're all for it. That's going to say, me as a PlayStation owner, and Sony saying, oh, no, I'm going to say, well, why don't I just get an Xbox? If they're willing to do it, they're willing to appease the gamers, appease the people that are paying for the consoles and stuff. That's what I want. I want somebody that's going to work with me,
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that, as a consumer, as a gamer, that you want to look at. If you want to look at the possibility where, okay, there's games coming out on PC. I have a person that I just met that plays a lot of PC, and I like the console. But if I could play with them, like Players Unknown Battleground, they play on PC. If I have an Xbox, I'm going to be able to play with them, and in that way, hey, man, we played last night. That was fun. Even though they're on a PC, I'm on a console, you get that. And I think that's eventually where it'll go. And I think probably what it'll be is there'll be like one console, maybe two. I don't know if it'll be still Xbox and PlayStation, or if it'll be one of them and Nintendo, or how it'll shake down. But I think it's going to get to the point, or maybe it won't. Maybe there'll always be that rivalry. I don't know.
I don't know either. And I really don't know what Sony has to gain from keeping their players separate. I mean, if anything, I would think that would just hurt them. Like you said, if people want to play together, they'll be like, well, we have to go get an Xbox because we can't play with anybody on PlayStation. It's
right.
Like,
and if like Nintendo, you can play Minecraft with people on Xbox, you can play Minecraft with people on PC, and you're going to alienate all of your PlayStation players. I mean, sooner or later, that's going to bug people enough that they're going to get the hint.
Yeah.
They're going to say, I want to play with other people. Who doesn't want to? I mean, now that the whole online gaming thing is so, I mean, that's where gaming is now. You play with people from across the world, and the more you connect people, and if you can connect them on a further level, if even cross-platform, then that's just how it's got to go. And I just don't, like you said, I don't know why Sony's so reluctant.
I don't know
to do that. I just don't understand it. I don't,
I think from like console to console, I don't see a problem. The only possible problem might be, they say PC has, when you're using a mouse and keyboard, you have a lot more accuracy. I don't know if they can do something in the game itself to eliminate that or to kind of reduce that. But
I could see that being a problem in a game like Players Unknown Battleground, but in Minecraft, no one's gonna, it's just Minecraft. More about playing that or having the experience together, and a sports game, I mean, there are a lot of, you're right. In first-person shooters, the mouse and keyboard is a superior way of gaming as far, of control. You do have a better level of control.
Like precision.
Right.
Precision.
Right. And you don't have that on the console, but I don't think that's, we're talking about more so of, Xbox playing with PlayStation. So It's not, so you're talking controller to controller, so you're not so much talking about a player advantage at that point.
Right.
Whether they're thinking it might show how their online infrastructure isn't as strong as maybe Xbox's.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it's something, because they were the ones that came in second as far as coming into the online multiplayer aspect of their online community. They came into that late. they had that big data breach. So maybe this is just a front for them to kind of protect themselves.
Maybe.
From showing A, another vulnerability, or B, the lackluster infrastructure that they might have on their online,
It could be,
build. Because I know Xbox Live runs smoothly. That being said, it did have a little bit of an outage last night, but I think for the most part, Xbox Live runs really smoother than my experience with the PlayStation online, function. So
yeah. And then another example of Xbox pleasing the players, Phil Spencer talked about how original backwards compatibility is still coming this year. You can play original Xbox games on the Xbox One. And then he said that he teased a feature that will be on the Xbox One X that he thinks player will find very interesting in concerning the backwards compatibility. I have no idea what that is, but I'm interested now, so it worked.
The only game that I can think of that really pops out of my head that thinks that I would like to play, but it's a 360 game, is Chrome Hounds.
Ooh. That'd be fun.
I mean, that game was... and I don't know why they haven't made it Chrome... Like, Sega, get on Chrome Hounds, too. Make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't like that... It was just a fun game.
That was a lot of fun.
And it wasn't like it was real complex and didn't have... It had kind of a neat feature with you picking a different country and different countries winning the battles and stuff. But it was just so damn fun. I used to play that all the time.
I played it when I could connect that to my parents' internet when I was there. It was really bad, so now that I'm here, I can play it actually.
Yeah, and one original game would be the Obi-Wan game. That would.
Oh yeah, I still break that.
That was a great game. Speaking of Jedi, we had the Last Jedi trailer come out. Was it a couple of days ago? And this trailer, I mean, I would have seen the movie no matter what, but after the first trailer, I was like, yeah, it looks good. But this trailer really got me into it. I don't know if it's just because it's starting to show it to be a little different. There were a lot of comparisons to Empire Strikes Back from the first trailer, and now this trailer is kind of spinning it a little differently. But I was really into this trailer.
Until you see the next Death Star that they're building.
Oh, no, they're saving that for the movie.
Yeah. That and Jar Jar. That was Jar Jar's baby that was on the dash of the Millennium Falcon.
It was?
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You didn't see that?
I saw it. I didn't know that was a Gungan baby.
Yeah. That was Jar Jar Binks Jr.
Hey. No, but they did a good job of not... I mean, people were complaining that they showed too much. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen in this movie.
I think that they probably set that up to just blow your mind whenever you see it. You're like, oh, that didn't happen like I thought it was. Or just because they show it in the trailer doesn't mean that's actually footage that's going to make it into a movie.
No, yeah.
I mean, how many times have we seen that happen?
A lot.
I mean, it's bait and switch.
Rogue One, yeah.
What happened to Rogue One?
There were scenes in Rogue One that they showed in the trailer.
I remember the one was when she was on that satellite, and it showed like a TIE fighter coming up, and that never happened in the movie. But
oh, it did.
It did.
The extended cut.
I didn't see that one.
With 4 seconds of unseen footage.
That was 4 seconds.
That was that 4 seconds.
No, but and there were I think there were a lot of false flags in this trailer. Like the last part where he sticks his hands out and then it shows Rey. I think those are two completely different scenes, but I'm not saying that they won't form a partnership at some point.
What?
But
Partnership?
Just the way they showed it, yeah.
What, like the law firm of Kylo Ren and Rey?
No.
That kind of partnership?
No, not that kind of partnership.
Partnership of
Rey?
They gotta go to that volcanic planet.
That was fellowship.
Not a partnership.
They could form a fellowship.
They have a fellowship. They gotta go to that volcanic planet to burn the One Ring to rule them all. Oh, that's a different movie.
We'll see. Maybe. But no, I was really excited by this trailer.
I don't know. I think episode 11...
11?
Yeah. I went into the future and saw it. Episode 11 just totally blew the whole thing for me. A lot of secrets come out and you don't want to know. No, episode 7, I think I just was really disappointed with episode 7. I thought Rogue One was really good. I thought Episode 7 was bad.
I didn't think it was bad. I liked it, but
I just didn't like the Death Star. I mean, what? Why do you need a third freaking Death Star? I mean, that is the dumbest shit.
And they're trying to draw out Luke Skywalker, so they made another Death Star.
This guy's attracted to Death Stars. He saw it on Tinder and he swiped right.
He saw
that Death Star. He goes, "No, that bitch is too big." Swipe right.
He showed up to every Death Star, so
except for that one.
He
swiped right. I'm telling you. They made that a big bitch, and he was.
Even he's sick of Death Star.
Yeah. He was like, "No, I'm staying on my island."
Yeah, really.
Screw that.
He was in the Hawaiian shirt with his robotic arm and a coconut drink and living the high life.
Then he saw the Falcon coming. He's like, "Oh crap! I need to put my robes on."
Yeah. He had suntan lotion underneath his eyes. Just working on my tan. I mean, trading as a Jedi.
That's it for our topics. One game that I got a couple of nights ago, a guy I work with told me about, and it's called Escape from Tarkov. And it's the idea behind it. It's supposed to be a very realistic shooter. So you only get, it depends on the armor you wear, but like a headshot will kill you. A couple shots usually kills you. It's kind of like a survival type, like you have to eat and stay hydrated. And you go in, and then it's this fictional, it's supposed to be like near Russia or somewhere, and it's kind of quarantined off, and you go in, there are AI that'll try to kill you, there are players that try to kill you, and you go in and you can get supplies and different guns, and you try to escape. And it's a good game. It's like tons of customization. You can put all kinds of stuff on your guns, and I only did one round, but I tried that game out. I'll probably play it a little more. I might check it out if you're into shooters, but
console.
It was PC. It was PC. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking that there's two possible games I might get in the near future. One being Overwatch, and the other one being PlayerUnknown Battleground. I haven't decided which. But I'm gonna pull the trigger on one. I think. Could be tonight.
I'm gonna get Battleground on the console.
Just get Overwatch.
I'll get both.
Just get Overwatch and play Overwatch with me on the console.
Okay.
And Mike can play Overwatch, and we'll all play Overwatch.
Okay. I like Battlegrounds, but just I can't run it where I want to on my PC. I have to do it like on crappy graphics, so
yeah.
I don't like it.
So there you go. Overwatch on the console, and we're all going.
I'll get both.
I would like to try Battlegrounds, though. It looks cool.
Well, then we'll get Battlegrounds. I'm not gonna get both. I can't do it. I can't.
Xbox One X.
Ooh, yeah, it's gonna look good.
Oh, you could just wait and get it on that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Then that's what we'll do.
All
right. Which we do have. I mean, maybe you know what we should do.
What?
We should have a unboxing of a Scorpio Edition Xbox One
X. We can do 3 at a time.
Yeah, we're gonna do three
unboxings.
3D.
Yeah.
We'll see if they're different.
Yeah. I mean, considering we all got one. Yeah, so.
We're now cutting the seal.
I'll tell you what. I was just on a side note. Whenever I got my Xbox One S, I thought I like the little headset that you plug in to the bottom of the controller. That's the one I use. So I got a new one. And mine shit to bed on Tuesday night. And I was so surprised because my other one, my Xbox One, original one, lasted a couple years, or if not more.
Yeah, mine still works.
For the original, yeah. Had never had any problems with it. The original one for the 360, I never had any problems with those ones. And this one quit working, and I was pissed, and I don't know if it's the headset or if it's the remote. So I ended up getting my one that I bought for my computer out, and I have it plugged. I've been just leaving my controller plugged into the USB cord lately, and plugged it into the 3.5 head jack, and I get both chat and game sound through that headset. Now this is where the really cool part comes in. On the Xbox menu, if you go down to the bottom, I can adjust the different volumes and settings and customize that. You have a mixer for that headset through the Xbox thing, and I was really impressed. I'm like, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And works really well.
I've tried mine, but my problem is mine isn't an official Xbox one. So I plug it in, and I can hear, but there's kind of like a static
mine's not
to
an
it.
official Xbox. Mine's that Steel Series, that Artist 3.
I don't know what's wrong with mine. Then mine works fine on PC, but I plug it on Xbox. It has like a static, and I'm not sure. I wasn't sure how to fix it.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know. I knew I could get it to work because it comes with the jack for it, and you plug in the micro USB into the thing, and then you can plug it into the jack. But I was impressed that you had all those little fine-tuned settings. So I've kind of been eyeballing the Xbox One Elite controller, and I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I've been reading some reviews, and some people say they don't have the best of luck with it, and other people say it's great. And I don't know. I'd kind of like to try it out, but it's kind of a, it's a worthy investment of $150.
Yeah, it's expensive.
And I don't really need an extra controller, and I'm getting a new console with a new controller here in less than a month.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
That's been my worry with it. I was like, what if I get in, I'm not crazy about it, or if it's not that much better, and it's like, don't want to put that much into it. But
I guess it should be the fact that if you're on the fence and you don't have an absolute need for it, then it's probably not worth it. Probably won't stop me from probably getting one someday. But no, I'm just kidding. But it's one of those things. It's like the console, the Xbox One X itself. We don't really need it, but we do.
Yeah.
4K, baby.
Well, you're going to see the biggest difference because you're going from just the regular Xbox One to the X, so that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, Spencer was talking about that. He said that he was like, I know our Xbox One S is going to be our best seller. The One X isn't a console for everybody. It's for big gamers that want to see that better content or see the advantage. But he's like, I know it's not going to be our best seller ever. But
well, the thing is I'm impressed with the graphics of the games that are coming out now, and then I'm impressed with the upscaling that the TVs can do. But I've seen about how the Division's one of the games where they're going to go back and redo the graphics or make a patch to better the graphics for the game or crisp, and that has me excited because it's a game I still kind of play, and I'm like, well, cool, that's awesome that they're going back and doing that. Assassin's Creed is going to be another one that's enhanced, and that's kind of why I'm still on the fence about getting it, because it would be kind of neat to have a game that's coming out fresh out the box for, to be enhanced, but at the same time, Monster Hunter World is going to be enhanced too, so I don't know if I'll just wait. Probably wait, because I think Assassin's Creed looks like it'd be a big time sink, and I think I just want to kind of give myself room to breathe with Destiny and the Division, and then really sink my time into Monster Hunter World when it comes out in January.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's it for this week. Thanks for watching or listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or SoundCloud if you just want to listen on the go. And we'll see you next time.